الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم صدق الله العظيم. Dear respected ulama qu'ran, my father kiram, respected elders and brothers, dear viewers and listeners. In tonight's Taraweeh, we completed the 23rd juz of the Quran, consisting of various different surahs. We completed Surah Yasin, which we began yesterday, and we completed Safat, Sad, and various other surahs. But just a recap from our previous time when we spoke about the Battle of Ahzab in the 21st juz of the Quran. Some of the laws of guidance addressed to the Muslim public. Number one, addressed to the Muslims. Support the Prophet ﷺ against the opposition, the mushrikeen and the munafiqeen. Even sacrifice their life for Nabi ﷺ and treat his wives as your mothers. That was number one. These are some of the laws of guidance addressed to the Muslim public. Number two, don't lose courage and remain with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah will assist despite their small number. So like a consolation, that don't worry about your number. Numbers are just there as a figure. As the Battle of Badr, the Muslims were victorious, 313 in front of 1,000 well-armed soldiers fighting the Muslims, and yet the Muslims became victorious. Number three, every Muslim man and woman are enjoined to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasul. That means worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obey the commandments of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Number four, the Prophet had no real son. Therefore, there's no harm in marrying the ex-wife of your adopted son. This was in the 22nd juz of the Quran in relation to Zayd radiallahu anhu. Number five, glorify Allah in abundance morning and evening. So glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praise Him, continue making the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not stop. Number six, Allah instructs the mu'mineen that their wives need not spend iddah if a husband divorces her before the marriage is consummated. That just if the nikah has taken place, but the marriage has not been consummated, then that woman will not sit in iddah. That generally a woman has to sit in iddah. Number seven, send salutation and make supplication for special mercy to be shown to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam because of the effort he put to eradicate traditions of ignorance. So again, we just don't send salutations on a Thursday only, but on a regular basis, and especially for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which reaches the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on a Thursday directly. Number eight, not to have any ill thoughts about Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and do not hurt his feelings. So this was addressed to all the Muslim public at that moment in time, that do not hurt the Prophet ﷺ or his feelings. So this was just some of the part of it. And then, as yesterday, because some of the things that we missed out yesterday, because we spoke about regarding the Battle of Ahzab, which took most of the time. The second part, in the 22nd juz of the Quran, which Allah also speaks about regarding the guidance given to the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, that double their punishment if they were to say anything that damages the honor of Nabi ﷺ. So they were also dignified and purified to be in wedlock with Nabi ﷺ. But at the same time, the punishment was double if they damaged the honor of Nabi ﷺ. The wives who stand by the Prophet ﷺ at difficult times will be rewarded double. So at the time of difficulty, they don't just walk away, but they stick with the Prophet ﷺ, as they say, in thick and thin. So at the time where we are going through some turbulence in our life, If our spouse sticks by us, then we know that our wife is genuine. But if our wife only sticks by us when we have everything, all the wealth, and when we're in difficulty and turmoil, we are struggling and in turmoil, and then our wife says, you know what, I'm going to my father's house, then then you must separate from her. She's not genuine. Only when she sees that you are wealthy, you're affluent, you've got everything in your life, then she stands next to you. But when it comes time of turbulence, in turmoil, in difficulty, she says, I'm going to my father's house till you sort yourself out. Now, if that kind of situation does occur, then you know who's genuine. Then you must know that you must part ways. The simple reason is, if she cannot stand next to you in a time of turbulence, in difficulty, then what good is it standing next to you when you have everything? Because that's the time when you need her the most. Remember the time when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the first revelation was given to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he came home, he was absolutely traumatized. Who gave him that support? Who gave him that shoulder to lean onto? Who reassured the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? His honorable consort, Khadija radiallahu anha. She was a very affluent woman. She had business, but then she forsake everything to be in the wedlock of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What were the words of Khadija radiallahu anha? That Allah would never forsake you. And how can He, when you actually feed the poor, you look after the destitute, you look after the orphans, you see to the most needed people, how can Allah forsake you? So those are the words of encouragement and reassurance. And that's what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never ever forgot about Khadija radiallahu anha, which obviously brought a lot of envious and greed, that that Aisha radiallahu anha would always say that, why are you talking about that old lady all the time? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when there was no support, she supported me. When there was no pillar of support, she is the one who supported me. So how can I forget that woman who supported me in the most difficult time of my life, when I was receiving the revelation for the first time? So again, that's the reason why we should get married to spouses, a noble woman who will also see to us in our difficulties, and will be that pillow of support, that pillow to lean on, that shoulder to lean on. She is there. And at the same time, when you have affluence in your life, you have a home, you have everything Allah has given you, and then she still stands next to you. That's the kind of woman we need today. And that's the kind of woman we should be looking for. Not for the one that only when you have health and wealth, that she's with you. The moment you're in turbulence and turmoil, I'm going to my parents' house till you sort yourself out. This is a general notion, but obviously we need to clear the air. Then we also came across the next surah, that was Surah Saba. This again a part of the 22nd juz, which we are very quickly completing, and 20, as we recited the 23rd juz today. Mention the tribe of Saba. لَقَدْ كَانَ لِسَبَإٍ فِي مَسْكَنِهِمْ آيَةٌ جَنَّتَانِ عَنْ يَمِينٍ وَشِمَالٍ. Now Allah favored them tremendously. Allah gave them agriculture, and they were very good and very advanced in agriculture. Now through a dam of water, they had 12 outlets that they would distribute water. But بَلْدَةً طَيِّبَةً رَبُّ الْغَفُورِ. And Allah granted their needs, whatever they wanted, Allah gave them. But ذَلِكَ جَزَيْنَاهُمْ بِمَا كَفَرُوا. But this is the problem, when Allah gives you everything, then when Allah doesn't need anything from you, but He wants to see that when I give that servant of mine, when I give him something, does he give something back in return? Does he appreciate that what I have given him, that he would like to share from the wealth that I have given him to the most needy and the destitute? Does he want to give or not? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then questions, ذَلِكَ جَزَيْنَاهُمْ بِمَا كَفَرُوا. Then why were you ungrateful? And Allah destroyed everything. Allah destroyed everything what they had. So again, it's a lesson for us to learn that when Allah gives us something, we should appreciate it and we should be thankful for it, which is absolutely correct. But at the same time, Allah also wants to see that how are you going to depart from that wealth? Because remember, I'm the one who will give you wealth. Not because of your earning, because you're going to work, because of your 9 to 5 shift, because you open your business at 8 o'clock in the morning and you close at 5 o'clock. No, it's not because of your business. It's because of me. I'm the one who's giving you. Now, whether you're going to depart with your wealth or not, giving it in good causes, for example, this masjid is in need. We need to obviously make sure that the deficit that we have has been covered. Are we going to give or not? That's what we need to remember. We need to obviously offset the deficit that we have of this masjid. We need to make sure that of the hasanah that we have taken, it's repaid back to those people who had borrowed the money to the masjid. So we need to make sure as a community, we need to get together and dig deep in our pockets. Remember, this masjid is ours, it belongs to us. And there's a simple question that I have, sincerely, since we're coming in the latter part and we are in the last 10 days of Ramadan, if we're not going to dig deep and we hoard that money, we are going to be questioned by Allah that why are we hoarding that money in our homes, in our banks, in our accounts? Why are we hoarding that money? When Allah says, I'm the one, if I want, I can make you take out that wealth itself, because I will take away the wealth which is at your disposal at any time. So dig deep, brothers. This is an opportunity for us that we dig deep and we contribute towards the hasanah that we have to repay back. It is our responsibility. Because it is our masjid, it belongs to us, hence it becomes our responsibility. We don't need to go outside of Keithley. In fact, the people of Keithley can continuously donate and contribute towards this deficit and this qarz hasanah that we have and repay it off. But we have to dig deep, because remember, this wealth is Allah's. And the more we give, the more blessings we'll see. And I've always said this, the blessings is not because you have many shops. Otherwise, as the Sainsbury's, they would have had the most barakat. If barakat was multiplication, then as the Sainsbury's, Tesco's, they would have had a lot of barakat. But barakat does not mean multiplication, but rather the depth of your wealth, that the moment you spend it, it's like you have a £10. You spend it, you continue to spend it. So you spent it once, twice, thrice, 4, 5, 6, and the £10 not finishing. That's what you call barakah. It's like you can get a lot of things with a £10 note. That's where barakah lies in. Barakah can lie in one shop only as well. And maybe if you have 2, 3 shops, barakah can lie inside there. But barakah necessarily does not mean multiplication. Like I said, otherwise they would have had the most barakah than the other chain stores that are out there. So again, that's the lesson we need to remember, that we need to continuously contribute. Again, the moment we don't give, then Allah will take that money away from you. Because Allah says that the more I give you, you don't want to give. Then why should I give you when you don't want to depart from that wealth? So remember, brothers, let us contribute. However much within our capacity, we should learn to contribute towards the masjid. Masjid is something, and really it is absolutely amazing. We'll only realize it the moment our eyes close from this world. That when we're in the depth of our grave, 6 feet under, in that darkness, layers upon layers of darkness, when there will be nobody to assist or rescue us, when the questions do come up by the angels, Munkar and Nakir, they will come there in the frightful sight, and they will question us in the manner. So again, when they will question us, who will assist us? Nobody, only our a'mal. So if we gave, then our a'mal will help and assist us. Not, okay, you know what, you tell your son, oh my son, every Friday, come and dig a hole and drop 100,000 pounds inside it. So when Munkar and Nakir comes, I'll give them 100,000. Isse mera chutkara ho jayega from question. The world of the money of this world has no value. It absolutely has no value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah wants to see whether my servant, does he give or not? Will he give to good causes that are out there? Will he give to the poor? Will he give to the destitute? Will he give to the most needy, and that is his local masjid where they need to offset the qarz hasana? So again, this is where we need to take the forefront that we contribute. Yes, if we can't, and then afterwards we go out. But first it becomes our responsibility. This is a priority. So let's utilize this priority as our own. That I need to make sure that I continue to give towards the masjid. The next surah was Surah Al-Fatir, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا يَفْتَحِ اللَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ رَحْمَةٍ فَلَا مُمْسِكَ لَهَا. If Allah wants to bestow a favor upon you, none can stop it. And if Allah wants to stop it, none can grant you the favor. Again, it's amazing. If Allah wants to grant you the favor, and everybody there is to stop you from getting that favor, nobody can stop you, and you will get it. But if Allah doesn't want to give you that particular favor, and the entire world and whatever it contains wants to give you that favor, nobody can give you. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a practical example is, let's take an eye. A person who has lost his eyesight or lost his eyeball, for example, and he doesn't have an eye, so he needs a generic eye. Can the world get together and give you the exact same eye as the one that you have right now on your body, exactly the same? No, not the world can do it. The robotic arm, the leg, you'll find that nobody can give you the same leg which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. The entire world, the scientists, the doctors, the surgeons, they can get together, but they can never ever give you the same thing. That's what we've got to remember. That the favors which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us, nobody can stop that favor. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then speaks about the poverty stricken. يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ أَنْتُمُ الْفُقَرَاءُ إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنْ يَشَأْ يُذْهِبْكُمْ وَيَأْتِ بِخَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ. That, O people, you are poverty stricken, you are nothing. Allah is independent and He can replace you with another nation. That Allah can replace us anytime. Allah doesn't need permission. If Allah thinks that this nation of mine are not obedient to me, wipe them out. Another nation will come. So Allah doesn't need us. Allah doesn't need our worship. We are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always remember that. Allah is not in need of us performing our salah, isha, and salat al-tarawih, reciting the Quran, fasting in the month of Ramadan. Allah is not in need of all that. Allah is free from that. But we are in need of Allah, hence we are fasting. We are in need of Allah, hence we perform salah. We are in need of Allah, that's why we give zakah. We are in need of Allah, that's why we give sadaqah. We are in need of Allah, that's why we make dua. Because we are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything is we are in need. Not Allah is in need of us. Allah can just wipe us like tomorrow. This entire nation can be wiped out from the face of this earth. And then a new generation will grow. A new nation will come. And Allah, they'll be much more obedient. They'll display good obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the same time, they'll worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. So it's not necessarily Allah is, because Allah needs us. No. Allah is independent. He is absolutely independent. We are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I conclude, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives us a true understanding of deen. Wa akhiru ta'ala alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Inshallah we'll continue tomorrow with the beginning of Surah Yasin. There are numerous blessings of reciting Surah Yasin, inshallah, which I will make mention tomorrow. And at the same time, there's one beautiful incident in Surah Yasin, which we can draw lessons from, inshallah. Wa akhiru ta'ala alhamdulillah.